So welcome to the usual debrief video, which happens after every round of time attack, in which we discuss the car, the event, how well we did. So ignore the fact that I've shaved my hobo fluff off my face, so my face looks really weird. The car ran pretty good for the most part of the weekend. Now, I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you've watched the previous vlog, which is the Brands Hatch Round 7 video. I'm pretty sure you'll see it is very short and sweet for obvious reasons, which you'll have known if you've watched that video. So we're not going to talk about that to begin with. We're going to talk about the rest of the car. So the new gear stick worked really well. Really happy with that now. I'm not having to strain myself to change gears or anything like that, and adjusting the centre and spring, modifying the linkage has worked really well. Thinking about it, there's actually not that much to talk about without getting straight into the engine side of things. So straight away we were plagued with the same crank sensor engine starting issues as we were at Mallory Park the other weekend. Hopefully you've watched that video too, where we've got this really weird issue with the electrical side of things. On the first session we had an electrical issue, the dashboard went out, the ECU went out going into Druids, and I managed to have enough momentum to go around the corner, get myself onto the grass to a marshal's post out the way and get out the car, so I didn't ruin the session for everyone else by red flagging it, because you know that would have been a bit frustrating for everyone else. We got towed back to the pits. I'm trying to start the car as we go along, albeit I didn't try to jump start the car because there'd have been no way to communicate the fact that the car was running back to the driver. Get the tow back to the pits, and we've got Paul West from TPW Engineering, who had to have sent today to help us out, and we're trying to diagnose the starting issue. We try a jump pack on the battery to bring the voltage up. So in the end, I got underneath the car, I took a few spare crank sensors with us this time, put in a new unused crank sensor, and when I mean unused in this engine, it's from our engine stash in the far corner there. Put a crank sensor in, pull it back together, it ran. Put that crank sensor in, put all the engine mount back together, starts up, first turn of the button. So real frustrating issue with that, but yeah, engine ran all right after that. So we checked fluids, put the car back together, put the bonnet back on, ready to go for the next session, and then I get in the car to suit up for the practice session, and then same again, the car won't start, except this time I go get a battery pack, which is one of these little things, little lithium ion car battery jump starter. It just sort of brings the voltage up a bit. Put that on, engine started. Real frustrating and bizarre issue. We go out that session, and I'm sure as you've seen in the vlog, we end up going down Paddock Hill, and as I'm going up to Druids, I can hear the engines clearly on 3 cylinders, and we've lost power. So I limp it back round to the pits, and we get in the garage. So I pull into the pit lane, and we've got Dad and Chapman there, who was helping out this weekend. They take the bonnet off just to make sure there's nothing obvious, like a plug lead to come off or an injector wire's come loose again. Nothing, but Dad did spot an oil leak down the bottom of the block, which if we come over here, you can see we've got 2 patches from where we've been running the car this morning. So we've got a patch there and a patch of oil there. Not quite sure where that leak's coming from at the moment, but when I got underneath the car to have a quick look, it seems to be coming from above the oil filter. Couldn't really see more than that, so we'll have a look in a minute once now we've got the car on the lift. So we turn the car off, we push the car into the garage. So we pull all the plugs out, and we've got 4 which is good, 3 which is good, 1 which is good, and 2 which look like it's seen better days. We put a compression tester on it, we get 180 psi at cylinder 1, we go to cylinder 2, 0. I'm going to guess we've probably melted a piston or something. Again, we'll find out in a separate video. So that pretty much rules game over for us that day. So we put the car back together. Now, our worry at this point is you know, we're not even halfway through the day yet. The car's broken, and we're thinking, well, we might as well just go home. Luckily we didn't. Andy Forrest, in that mental Westfield of his, had a bit of an issue, and between me and Sam Reuter from Arc Motorsport back in the day, we got that back together. Well, I say we, to be fair, Sam did like 99% of the work. I just lent them the Artec mobile fabrication station to do it. Quite happy to let Sam use the gear, because Sam is a sick welder as well. And then we started figuring out how to get out of here. So we put the engine back together, and it actually started up on 3 cylinders randomly. So it was like, great, well, at least we can drive it down to the trailer park to get it loaded up and go home on 3 cylinders. So we left it about an hour and a half for Pocket Rocket to go out again, and that means that the garage was in would have been empty, and that would have meant we could get the van loaded up and escape early. But then the car didn't start again, so very frustrating issue. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to do regarding the wiring at the moment. Obviously we have got a spare engine which is here. Now this is a low mileage 1.5 that I bought when I also bought that red Almira out there. We're going to put some different plugs in it because apparently the plugs I've got are not the right ones, even though I'm pretty sure they're the ones I was told to get. Now we've got 4 weeks to Snetterton. Now I really wanted to do a javelin sprint day at Cadwell Park on the 8th of October. I'm just going to scrap those plans now. I haven't really got time to do the engine. I mean, it'll take us a day to do it, but just physically haven't got the time to do it at the moment. We're a bit behind on workshop stuff, so we need to really crack on with that. But we will get it in over the next week or so. I believe the boys from Howtech are going to come down, and Paul West is going to come down as well, and they're going to bang their heads together and try and figure out what's going on with the wiring on this thing. Now, interestingly, found 3 pins in the ECU which are not meant to have continuity between the ECU header and the battery earth, and all 3 of these pins did so, and all 3 of these pins are some ground for the crank and cam sensors. I don't pretend to know that I know what all that means, but yeah, there's definitely something going on wrong with the wiring somewhere. Whether it's something I've done when we've swapped the engines over, I don't know. But yeah, that's a short and sweet debrief. Hopefully we'll know more information when we tear the engine out, possibly this weekend, we'll see. We'll see what works like. I might even stay a late night and rip it out, or at least take the head off in the engine, and so we can have a look. But it'll be nice to at least drop a piston out. But yeah, we'll stop waffling on. Now, don't forget to drop a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. And don't forget to share this video with your nan. Thanks for watching.